This is also medial surface. Do you identify these structures on the medial surface? This structure is the corpus callosum. I made this drawing on the board. Yes. I made this drawing. These fibers are coming from this cerebral hemisphere and going to the right cerebral hemisphere. So therefore, this is the commissure. This is the largest bundle of the commissural fibers. There are 5 bundles of the commissural fibers. Commissural fibers have got 5 bundles. Okay. One of the largest one is the corpus callosum. Yes. Other one is known as anterior commissure. Over here, I forgot to bring my this. Over here, let me give you the location. This is the anterior commissure, another bundle of the this blue color structure, small bundle of the commissural fibers, which is known as anterior commissure. This is no, because this model again is not
perfect.
No. Here it should be the pineal gland is lying over here. Pineal gland.
Pineal, yeah.
Okay. I will make the drawing. See, this is pineal gland. Yes. This is stalk of the pineal gland. Yesterday we talked about the stalk of the pineal gland or not? Stalk. Stalk is, for example, you know what is this stalk? What is this? Leaf. What this is a stalk.
Stalk, yes.
Agreed? So this is the stalk. Okay. This is lying here. This is hanging from here posteriorly. This is the cavity of which ventricle? This cavity.
The left.
Third ventricle. This is diencephalon. This is third ventricle. This is thalamus and this is hypothalamus. This is the groove. This is known as hypothalamic sulcus. The groove which divides this surface, medial surface of the diencephalon, into this portion, dorsal, superiorly and dorsally. This is the thalamus, and this is inferiorly is the hypothalamus. This is hypothalamus. So what actually I was talking is this is third ventricle cavity. This third ventricle cavity is extending over here. You see what this is optic chiasma. This structure is optic chiasma.
Yes.
Now Shufina, the cavity is going within this or not?
Yeah.
Yes. Similarly, this cavity, this third ventricle cavity, Shuf, this picture, extend into the stalk.
So.
Very fine. This cavity is extending into the stalk. See this picture of the stalk. Now this means the stalk is split into 2 parts. Stalk is then divided because of the extension of this cavity into 2 parts. This is upper part and this is lower part. Isn't it or not? Yes. In the upper part is mojood here. There is a commissure. Again a bundle of the commissure in the upper part of the stalk of the pineal gland. There is a commissure and there is another commissure present in the lower portion, lower part of the stalk of the pineal gland. These are 2 remaining commissures. This commissure is known as posterior commissure, which is present in which part of the stalk? Inferior part.
Yes.
And the part which is present in the superior is habenular commissure. So if you write down the names of these commissure, one is habenular commissure, which joins the habenular nuclei. Habenular nuclei are one of the nuclei of the thalamus. Mojood fi thalamus of the right side, mojood fi thalamus of the left side. Some fibers which cross the midline to join these 2 nuclei. This is passing through this portion of the stalk. Because this is thalamus, you see this is thalamus. So this means this habenular nucleus is mojood in this thalamus, another nucleus mojood in this thalamus, and the fibers pass through this one. Because this is not clear over here. The stalk, upper portion of the stalk, habenular fibers will pass. The lower portion of the stalk will pass the posterior commissure. This is very important for you to understand. Posterior commissure. Shufina, this one and this structure. If you make the one line from here and one line from here, you can see this one in between my 2 hands. This is midbrain only. And midbrain is so small. This is midbrain. Okay, I hide it. This whole is forebrain. Kullun forebrain, made up of cerebrum and diencephalon, hasa diencephalon, embedded within the forebrain. So you see, I told you forebrain is so large a brain that the Kullan brain is the forebrain actually.
Yes, cerebrum.
As we told, cerebrum. Cerebrum. Yes, there is difference between cerebrum and cerebellum. So please, the word is different. The cerebellum is this one.
This one, yeah.
So cerebrum is this forebrain is made up of 2 parts. The cerebrum and diencephalon. Cerebrum actually is made up of 2 cerebral hemispheres. So there are 2 cerebral hemispheres and 2 diencephalon. So this is diencephalon. And then if you close this one and we close this one, this is only midbrain. This is midbrain. So if you see the midbrain from posterior side, you will look like this one. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 4 elevations like mammary gland.
Yes.
If you see the midbrain from posterior side, there are 4 elevations like 4 mammary glands. These 4 are known as corpora. Corpora is plural.
Corpora.
Quadri word means 4.
Yes.
Very good. Quadrigemina. Kullun 4 is known as corpora quadrigemina, but 2 superior one are known as superior caliculi, and inferior caliculi. These superior caliculi are, now you see, because we have cut it from the midline, so we can see one of the superior caliculus and one of the inferior caliculus. Where is the other one? Other one has been removed.
Hidden.
This is superior caliculus. This is inferior caliculus. Naturally, but we will study this caliculi. Why I am telling you now caliculi? Caliculi is part of midbrain. We have not done the midbrain. But superior caliculus is connected with lateral geniculate body. Connected. By means of one sort of fibers. These fibers which are connecting this to the lateral geniculate body is known as superior brachium. Inferior caliculus is connected with medial geniculate body, has a medial geniculate body. This is lateral, this is medial. There is one lateral, one medial. And if you remember now, lateral geniculate body is concerned with what? With vision. Because the optic nerve is coming and then optic tract is reaching to the lateral geniculate body. So if lateral geniculate body is related with vision, and it is connected with superior caliculus, this means superior caliculus has something to do with the vision.
Yes.
What is this something to do? I explain. Movement of the body as well as head and neck in response to the vision. So this is known as that superior caliculus is related with visual reflexes. All those reflex movements in the body which occurs in response to vision. And inferior caliculi are related with reflexes movement of the hearing. All those autonomic movements and involuntary movements suddenly taking place in response to hearing is related with inferior caliculus. Okay. Now what I was trying to say, now one of the responses in response to the vision is the light reflex, pupillary light reflex. When you put the light, the pupil will contract. Again, reflex, this means superior caliculus is involved. With this light reflex also. Okay, but one thing you can remember, that if you put the light on this eye, not only the pupil of this will contract, both will contract. Now you can understand, this superior caliculus has connection with this superior caliculus. These connecting fibers will be which type of fibers?
First one.
Amersal.
Yes, you are right. Not commercial. Commissural. So this is commissural fibers. This commissural fiber is passing through the posterior commissure. This is the posterior commissure which connects the two superior caliculi. This means if you cut the posterior commissure, what will be lost? The reflex of the other eye will be lost. Only that eye will be showing the light reflex, not the other eye will show the light reflex. So always these commissural fibers are connecting the identical parts of the two cerebral hemispheres. Identical. What is the meaning of identical? Same parts. So this means, this is what I was telling you about the posterior commissure. So what is the importance of the posterior commissure? Where it is mawjood? Mawjood between the inferior part of the stalk of the pineal gland. Pineal gland is known as epithalamus actually. Pineal body or the pineal gland is the epithalamus. This is pineal gland. But two of the commissures are mawjood fi stalk of the pineal gland. The third one is mawjood hena. This is the anterior commissure. This anterior commissure is connecting the frontal lobe. Yani the fibers which will pass through this one, when they will enter, they will come to the frontal lobe. This is the frontal lobe. And when they will pass to the opposite side, they will come to the other frontal lobe. So two frontal lobes are connected by means of anterior commissure. Now the largest collection, this one, this is connecting, the fibers are numerous. See the largest collection of the fiber. The fibers which are passing through this portion, look at this. This corpus callosum has got 4 parts. This small portion is also known as part of the corpus callosum. This portion is known as stand up, so that you can see. Otherwise, you will not be able to see. I am sorry, I am not saying that you should not sit.
No.
Otherwise, you will not be able to see. This is known as rostrum of the corpus callosum. Rostrum.
Rostrum.
This is known as genu.
No, anterior.
Anterior. This is rostrum. This portion is known as genu. So please remember, wherever there is bend, this bend is known as genu. If knee joint is bent, it is known as genu. The internal capsule is shaped like this. This is a bent or not? He was asking, you broke his pen. What is bending? What is bending? Bending is fail, bent is ism. Noun. Bending is the amal. This bend of the internal capsule is also known as genu. We know this thing or not?
Genu and anterior.
Genian, anterior limb and posterior limb and genu. So this portion of the corpus callosum is known as genu. This portion of the corpus is known as body, and this is known as splenium. Look on now this one. The fibers which pass through the splenium, from splenium then they will bend posteriorly. So when they will bend posteriorly on the left side and posteriorly on the right side, which lobe they will be connecting, sir? Occipital lobe. These fibers which pass through the splenium and connect the occipital are known as forceps major. The name of these fibers is forceps major. And those fibers which pass through the genu of the corpus callosum and connect which lobes? Frontal lobe is known as forceps minor. This is known as forceps minor. These fibers, yani names of the fibers, forceps minor. Now, the fibers which pass through this whole portion, which is known as
Corpus.
which part of the corpus callosum?
Body.
The body. So the fibers which pass through the body, they are going like this. They go like this, and then they bend downwards. When they go straight, they will connect which lobes?
Brighter.
This is parietal lobe. Parietal lobe. And then some of the fibers they will pass and then go bend downwards. They will connect the temporal lobe. So the fibers which connect the parietal lobe of the left side and temporal lobe of the left side with the similar lobes on the right side are passing through the body, and they are known as septum. So we will put this question, and then you will say that nobody knows. So septum are the fibers which pass through the body of the corpus callosum. Forceps major are the fibers which pass through the splenium of the corpus callosum. Okay, now he was asking about the ventricle. This I want to let you know. Ventricle. Lateral ventricle, which is a cavity present in the cerebral hemisphere, is known as lateral ventricle. Third ventricle is this wide cavity, is the cavity of the diencephalon. Midline cavities should be wide. But this is muffy wide. Wide on the left side, wide. This lateral ventricle, because the cavity extends, cavity is muffy like this wide cavity. The cavity is shaped like this one, that it extends into the frontal lobe. Then it is present in the parietal lobe, then it extends into the occipital lobe, then it extends into the temporal lobe. So this is usually the shape of the lateral ventricle. So this means lateral ventricle has got this portion of the lateral ventricle, which is the main part of the lateral ventricle, known as body. And then this extension of the cavity into the frontal lobe, please remember, is known as anterior horn. And this extension into the occipital lobe is known as posterior horn, and this extension into the temporal lobe is known as inferior horn. So the actual shape of the lateral ventricle is like this. This is the shape of the lateral ventricle. This is the main part of the body. This is the anterior horn, posterior horn, and this is the inferior horn. So he is asking about the lateral ventricle. So now the problem is that always about the ventricle you have to remember the boundaries. Now the problem is that if there is one lateral ventricle, you can remember the boundaries of one lateral ventricle, and then you remember the boundaries of third ventricle, then you remember the boundaries of the fourth ventricle. Finish? So you have to remember 3 boundaries only. But now here in the lateral ventricle, this has got separate boundaries, this has got separate boundaries, this has got separate boundaries, and this has got separate boundaries. This is the problem. So now you have to remember the boundaries of the anterior horn of the lateral ventricle, boundaries of the body of the lateral ventricle, boundaries of the posterior horn of the lateral ventricle, and boundaries of the inferior horn. This is the problem. So this is what he was asking about the explanation. You said about the lateral ventricle or not? Yes. Lateral ventricle has got 4 parts. Anterior horn. It has got separate, but this has got 3 boundaries. This also has got 3 boundaries. This fortunately has got 2 boundaries, and this has got 2 boundaries. So you don't have to remember 4 boundaries, 4 boundaries, 4 boundaries. 3 boundaries for the anterior horn, 3 boundaries for the posterior horn, body, two boundaries for the posterior heart and two boundaries for the...
Thin bone.
Okay. But where can we bring some models which can open it up so that we can see? But I will make you understand. This inferior horn, Shufina, which is present in the temporal lobe, please look at this one. This inferior horn is such an horn that you have to remember only about a superior boundary and an inferior boundary. So this is known as roof and floor. So in the inferior horn we have got only roof and floor. So we have to remember like this. Then similarly in the posterior horn we have a medial wall and a lateral wall. Medial wall and a lateral wall. In the body we have got one medial wall, one lateral wall and one floor. Triangular. Anterior horn we have got a medial wall, we have got a floor and we have got a roof. Now see